think when I went there, I was like, I'm going to get a chocolate frog, and I looked at the price, and I'm not going to get a chocolate frog.
Yeah, into the candy shop. You are walking out with $5.20.
Welcome back, witches, wizards, and muggles, to Squibscorner. I am Jeremiah.
And I'm Andrew.
And we are back again with another Squibbler episode. This time, we're going to be talking about wizarding currency. And I felt this important to talk about because it's a completely different type of currency. Not that it comes up a lot. So if we didn't talk about it, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. But since it is kind of a different type of currency in the wizarding world, I felt it was pretty important to talk about. So, Andrew, go ahead and start us out here.
Okay, so obviously in previous chapters, we're still going through book 1, and Hagrid takes Harry to Gringotts, and he goes in his vault, and there's money there. And so we also learn earlier when Hagrid has to pay it tells Harry to pay the owl for bringing him the post. And then they go to the train station. He's like, I don't know how to do muggle money. So anyway, we're introduced to wizarding currency. And it's, really it's no different than most countries. If you were to travel to a foreign country, you would have to familiarize yourself with their currency. So it really, it's not all too different or too surprising that there would be a different kind of currency for the wizarding world. So, obviously, it's completely different, and it's a little unorthodox, especially when you get to the denominations. But what I believe we know so far is this from the books as well as the website, any Harry Potter fandom. And I guess you might be able to put a link in the description. I'm not sure. But
I'll try to put some.
Yeah, we could talk about that. But you have one knut, and that's the basic unit of the smallest unit of wizard currency they've got, and then you have a silver sickle. Was it bronze or copper? Is it a copper knut, a bronze knut?
I can't remember. That would have been something nice.
Yeah, I think it's a copper.
I picture
knut.
Copper for some. I picture
kind of like a penny, like it's.
Yeah, when I hear knut, I picture penny. Yeah.
And then you've got a silver sickle, and one sickle is equal to 29 knuts, which makes no sense. And then you've got the golden galleon. And that's it. Is it equal to 493 knuts?
Yeah, that's what I found. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't understand when people start talking numbers to me. I'm like, you lost me when you started talking about these numbers.
So
it's important to talk about this, but at the same time, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe you're somebody that's listening that is better with numbers and it makes more sense. Or maybe you have experience with other currency.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have experience with other currency. I'm about 3 hours away from Mexico. And every once in a while, there'll be some coins from Mexico mixed in with my change, but that's I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's how it. Okay, so that's why I was confused. So it's 17 sickles to 1 galleon.
Okay,
and that's why it's 493. I was thinking, galleon to knuts, 493.
That works too. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't just convert to one thing. It's just like dimes, nickels, quarters.
They got it.
Yeah. So it sounds a little bit confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to break this down in the easiest way possible. Instead of telling you that one sickle equals 29 knuts, we're just going to go ahead and compare wizarding currency to 2 other currencies. We're going to convert wizarding currency into Great British Pounds, GBP, and US dollars, USD, as according to J.K. Rowling, as best we can. And
when was this? When was this taken? When was this?
Well, I was going to say, keep in mind when you look up currency and exchange rates. It's all dependent
It
on when you
changes
look it up.
every day. Yeah,
Yeah, so it could be different now.
sure.
I can't
But
remember
it's all
when
relative.
I.
It's all relative.
Yeah, so. All right, so I do my best not to butcher this and try to make it as clear as I can, but, numbers. I still feel it's going to be a little confusing no matter what I do. So now, again, this is according to J.K. Rowling, and it's info you can find on the Harry Potter fandom, and a link that I will post in the description unless I forget. So we're going to start off with galleons, then go to sickles, and last knut. Is it knut or is it nuts? Is it K silent?
I think Hagrid in the movies calls it a knut. Now, I could be wrong. It's been a long time.
He probably does, but whether he's saying it right or not,
Yeah, it could be silent. It could be like the K in knee. It's silent. I'm not sure.
It would have sounded weird to call it a nut, I guess. 1 galleon is equal to $4.93 for GBP and $7.35 in USD. 1 sickle is equal to 29 cents GBP and 46 cents USD. So, very small amount so far. 1 knut is equal to 1 cent GBP and 2 cents USD. So we were kind of right when we, thought, okay, knut, I'm picturing a penny, and I think we were about spot on right there. But it's all confusing. It's all different depending on when you look at it. But it just gives you a better idea when you hear a galleon. Okay, so if you're in the U.S., okay, that's $7.35. A sickle, well, I'm in the U.S., okay, that's 46 cents. Okay, it's a very odd number to get a very odd conversion, 46 cents. And 1 knut is equal to 0.02 cents USD. So, yeah, very weird conversions there, in my opinion.
Here's what's wild to me. So as you're talking about all this, I had to go on my own little deep dive.
Because this is confusing.
Sub-squibbler.
And depending on where you get the information from, you're going to get different answers as well, because this is a fictitious currency.
Yeah, and so in let's see, I believe he says the size of a galleon, a great gold coins the size of hubcaps. Now, what do you think an ounce of gold is worth in USD right now?
We just talked about this, but
we did just talk about this.
I can tell you right now, if it's the size of a hubcap, 1 galleon is not $7.25.
1 ounce of gold is worth $2,730. So if you have a great gold coin the size of a hubcap, and you're telling me that's worth $7.30, I will go and get all of the British pounds that I can afford, and I will buy all of your galleons. I will exchange all of those. So
yeah, like I said, fictitious currency. It may or may not make sense. And as of right now, it doesn't make sense. Continuity errors right here.
Yes.
So like I said, grain of salt.
Yeah, and you think about Harry, filling up a bag with money.
Oh yeah, there's nothing in there that's the size.
How many gallons are you gonna put in that bag and walk around? You put 5 galleons in there. You're like, geez, these are this is a little heavy. Yeah, so even in chapter 5, so it talks about the trolley comes along, candy that Harry had never heard of or dreamed about eating, and Harry bought the lot, which simply means a little bit of everything, and he paid 11 sickles and 7 knuts, which means that he would have paid 3.26 pounds or $5.20. I wonder. See, look at me. I'm going on a deep dive within a deep
See, but
dive.
I did
Size of a
relook that
sickle.
up, and that's about right. Which it seems like when he said, "I'll take the lot," it sounds like a lot more. But when he says, "I'll take the lot," he just means he bought a little bit of everything. He didn't buy the
Yeah.
whole cart, which is, I think, what everybody assumes. He bought absolutely everything,
He
and
did not buy
he
everything.
may or may not have, but
Yeah.
it's a matter of opinion there, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you go to Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Orlando and you took $5.20 into the candy shop, you are walking out with $5.20 because
Oh
you
man,
can't buy anything.
even the chocolate frogs. I think when I went there, I was like, I'm gonna get a chocolate frog, and I looked at the price and said, I'm not gonna get a chocolate frog.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
anyways, if you thank you guys for listening. If you guys
yeah.
understood this or not, if this was an episode we needed to do or not, you know what? That's why we're here. Whether you want the information or not, it's going to be here. Whether you understand it or think it's good or not, it's here. It's here. So, with that being said, Mr. Typey over there, probably looking up his quote to sign us out. Go ahead and sign us out. No pressure. 1, 2, 3, go.
It does not do well. It does.
Finally, you messed up. Finally.
It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.